we're going to start with our surface straight away actually today. So we can pop our hands on the surface, and Susie, you might even prefer to use the back of the chair actually if it's slightly lower than the kitchen surface, but see what you prefer. We're going to step the legs all the way back. So you've got kind of some length in the spine. You can bend the knees because this might be quite a lot on the hamstrings straight away. And you just want to spread the palms quite wide here. And we'll take a few breaths just before we get moving. So as you breathe in and out, just noticing any parts of the body that feel a little bit tight and sticky today. I don't need you to lean into those spaces too much, but just enough to kind of find a little bit more space. Maybe you want to wiggle a little bit. Just keep finding your breath. So we've just got that chair or surface, the palms are spreading wide. We're drawing a little bit of length through the body. And then I'd like you to start to find a cat-cow. So you're going to send your spine up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin to the chest, and then dropping the belly down towards the thighs. We're going to do this a few times. So just sending the belly up towards the ceiling, and then dropping the belly down towards the floor. And you can just find a few moments of this. Just to again ease up through the spine, finding wherever feels a little bit sticky this morning. And then I'd like you to let that settle again into a neutral. So you've just got length through your spine. You're going to straighten the legs and bend the knees. And we take a couple of these, straightening and bending. If your hamstrings are feeling really, really tight, you might want to walk your legs a little bit closer to your surface. And you may not want to fully straighten the legs. So if there's any tightness, just make kind of the adjustments you need for your body. Taking a moment here to bend and stretch. That's it. And you can go at the tempo that feels good for you, so you might need to kind of go quite quickly to find some heat, or you might need to go a little bit more tenderly. Now we're going to start to roll through, so we're going to lengthen the legs. You're going to start to peel your body forward, you lift your heels. We're going to rock the weight into the hands, shifting into our surface, so you kind of find a plank position. And then we're going to shift the weight back again, lowering the heels, bending the knees. We're going to stretch the legs, lift the heels, tuck the chin into the chest to unfurl through the spine, spreading those fingertips wide, and then you're going to shift through and back. Now, as your body gets warmer, if you would like to take a little bit more of a challenge, I mean, it shouldn't feel too crazy, but you can step your legs back a little bit further so that your plank becomes a little bit longer. And once you find that position where the chest comes forwards over the hands, I want you to just find a little bit of a sensation underneath your armpits. So there's a slight squeeze into the armpits, and it's like you're trying to open up your collarbone. So you want to think about just squeezing the inside of your shoulder blades together slightly. So we release the curve once we get to that lengthened, yeah, beautiful. Once you get to that lengthened position, that's it. Let's just do a few more of these. Try not to let the pelvis sink too much as well, so the pelvis is slightly lifted. There's a slight engagement through your centre. And on the next one, we're going to go forwards and stay forward. So we stay with the weight in the hands here. Relax the shoulders. Let your neck lengthen, so you might need to bring your eyeline just a little bit further ahead than you naturally would. You're going to rock your weight forward, so it's like you're just peering over the edge of your surface, and then you let the heels press back. And all the time you do this, you're trying to not let your pelvis and your waistline shift. So the relationship between your pelvis and your rib cage remains the same as you peer over and shift back. You peer over and shift back. You've got 4 more of these. Peer over and shift back. And again, peer over, shifting back. 2 more. Peer over, shifting back. Last time you're going to peer over, you're going to stay there, stay there, stay there. So you want to kind of roll right towards your big toe. Hold it there just for 6. Push up and out of the hands. Go for 4. We go for 3. We go for 2. We're going to come into some flow. You're going to shift the weight back into your hands, back into your feet. We bend the knees. Your heels lift off. You're going to bend the elbows. You want to squeeze the elbows together slightly. We're going to do exactly what we normally do on the floor. You're going to shift the weight forwards through the arms. You push the arms up, and we shift the weight back. Bend the knees, lift the heels. Bend the elbows. Imagine trying to get your elbows to your knees, your torso to your elbows. Push up, and we shift back. You're going to keep this going. And again, you can find a tempo that feels good for you. You might want to go quite slow. You might want to find a little bit more speed. You can adjust the amount of space you're taking, so it might be kind of a really long position. It might be walking your feet a little bit closer to your hands. Just kind of see what you need, and if the wrists, my wrist can be a little bit tender, if they need to take a little rest at any point, do so. Let's do 3 more of these. Lovely, 2 more. One more time on the next one, you're going to go forwards. We stay forwards. Hold it there. You're just going to take a little bend to the elbows and stretch. Bend the elbows and stretch. 6 more. Go bend and stretch. Think elbows to beautiful. Elbows to body. That's it. Lovely, everyone. Bend. I was going to say elbows and bend at the same time. Sometimes I just slow down my speaking a little bit. Woo. On the next one, keep the bend. Stay there for 8, for 7, for 6. Keep squeezing underneath those arms for me for 4. Go 3, for 2. Push it up and back. Take that shift through the body. Take an inhale. Just turn your palms up towards the ceiling for a moment. We're going to reverse the flow in just a second. Just let the body lengthen out here a little bit. We'll hold for another 4. Okay, let's shift the palms back onto our surface. We're going to reverse. So we lengthen the legs, we lift the heels, we shift the weight back into the arms. We've been here before. You're then going to bend the elbows, bend the knees. Think elbows to knees, or as close as possible, and then peel the body back. Go through the spine. Bend elbows to knees, shifting back. And you can start to really engage through the spine as well here. So, you know, we all have a ripple. So if any ripples start to appear within your body, just let them happen. Keep that going for me. Yes, lovely. Now for your challenge, we're going to do a couple more. How close can you get your elbows and your knees to each other on that moment where you bend them? So that's the point where you're kind of really searching to see if you can get them as close. Yes, 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 all of that, as close as you can. About 3 more or so. Lovely. One more time. And then the next time you're back in those arms, stay there for me. This time we're just going to lower onto the forearm, and you're going to step the legs back. Hold it there for me. We're going to draw one knee in and stretch. Other side, go knee in and stretch. Knee pulls in and stretch. Pull in. A little bit quicker. We go knee in and in and in and in. You've just got 6. That's it, yes. Let's go for 4. For 3, for 2, we're going to hold for the finish. Both legs are lengthened back behind you. Stay there for me. Stay, stay, stay. Could you walk the feet a little bit further back? Yes, 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 yes. Hold it there. You've just got 10. Keep breathing. Relax the shoulders, collarbones wide. Could you shuffle those toes? 1 more millimetre. It all counts now. You've just got 5. Stay with it. Keep breathing. We go for 4. Finding that squeeze of the bum here. Just for 2. And 1. Shift back for me. Set those legs forwards. Soften the knees. Just let your body hang over for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. 2 more breaths for me. Breathing in. Exhale out. 1 more time, breathing in. Exhale out. Soften the knees. You're going to roll up through the spine. You're going to stay more or less the same distance you are away from your surface already, naturally. And the hands are going to come onto the pelvis for now. We're going to shift forwards, finding your squat position. So we take a little squat. You've got plenty of space from your surface, and we lengthen. We go squat and lengthen. Now push the big toe into the floor. As you lower through the pelvis, knees pressing out. Press up, long spine, go bend. And stretch. 2 more for me, we go bend. And stretch. 1 more bend, stay there, take little bends. Go bend, little bends. We've got 8. For 6. We go 4. Now you don't come any higher than this, so you're going to stay here. We're going to take your leg that's closest to me. If you don't have a closer leg, take the left leg. But if not, the leg that's closest to me. You're going to step it forwards into the lunge, and then you're going to step it back. Same leg goes forwards. Your chest is slightly forwards here. So it's quite a small stance. And I want you to go through the foot. So you think heel, ball, toe, ball, heel. Heel, ball, toe, toe, ball, heel. So try and really articulate the feet for me. Just shift it. Yes, lovely. Shifting forwards and back. Go forwards and back. 3 more. Go forwards and back. 2 more for me. We go forwards and back. Last time, go forwards. Keep it there. Just lengthen up through those legs. Take an inhale. Step your back leg back about another inch or 2. We find that lunge. We go down for 2. Press up for 2. So just some kind of postural technique things. Back knee, pelvis, shoulders, one long line. So it's quite a contained lunge. Front knee, you want to keep bringing it back towards your body. And then you fell over there. So make sure that front knee is going back rather than forwards. Depending on your calf at the back foot, you can play around with the height of your heel. And do take breaks when you need it. I'm not going to keep you here for that long. So just starting to find that little bit of heat. On the next one, we go down, we stay down, and we take a little drop, little lift. Little drop, yes, lovely. Could you bring your shoulders back a little bit further? Almost like you're coming into a water ski position. What happens there? So it's like you're trying to push your pelvis up, but you're trying to bring your shoulders back. So you should get quite a lot of sensation, not only in the front of the thigh, but potentially all the way up the front of the pelvis, the front of the hip flexor on that back leg. 8. We've just got 7. That was really random for me to just say 8. You've just got 5. We go 4. For 3. Go 2. Hold it there and just take pulses down, little drops, and drop, and drop. Keep squeezing the bum just to support that opening of the pelvis. You've got 5 more here, go 5, because those shoulders come back any further. For 3, for 2, we're going to shift the weight all the way forward. So you're going to shift the weight forwards towards your surface. Your back leg is going to straighten, and you just place your hands back onto your surface. You're then going to bend the knee, you're going to bring the body back, and you're going to take your head backwards. Again, it's like a water ski position, so you want to squeeze the bum. We push into those toes to shift the weight forwards, the chest comes onto a slight incline, and then we bend the knee, you squeeze your bum, head comes back. Little quick, we go forwards. For 2, we go back. For 2, go forwards for 2, and back for 2. Go forwards for 2, yes. Use the push on the floor, it will connect the hamstring. So in the back of the leg, you want kind of long hamstring, long calf, active glute. On the way back, active glute, slightly shorter hamstring, but long thigh. 2 more for me, beautiful. Everyone stayed super low, this is great. Last time, we're going to shift forwards and we stay forwards. From here, you're going to lift that back leg off, then you're going to pop it back down. You're going to lift the back leg off and pop it down. And there's a slight rock of your weight, if you notice. So as the toe goes back, you rock the weight back. As the weight goes forwards, the leg lifts. 2 more. Then we're just going to add this on to what we've already been doing. And again. Here we go. Now, right from the beginning, toes come back, bend the knee. Bring the body back, pelvis up. We're going to shift the weight forwards, leg comes off. We go down, we bend, we push, pelvis up. We shift, we lift, press. And again, down, bend, back, pelvis up. We shift, push, lift. 3 more for me, down. Good, shift it forwards, pushing that leg up, beautiful. Press that heel away on that lift of the leg. Push to press, press, press. Yes, amazing stuff. On the next one, keep the leg lifted, stay there. And we take lifts of the leg. So we go lift, lift. Now I've got my foot really flexed and my toes are spread wide. It's like I'm trying to find space between the toes. Again, if you find a lot of tension in the body or in the leg, you can point the foot or just relax the foot. So I'm happy for you to choose a foot position that feels most supported to you. Keep lifting that leg for me. You've got 8. Push the big toe of your standing leg into the floor. Now, hold it there, the leg stays still. Opposite arm to leg, you're going to bring back behind your head. I want you to see if you can open, twist your body towards me, and then you're going to come back through to centre. And again, we're going to open, twist the body towards me, come back through to centre. Now, as you do that, you're going to think of drawing your heel in towards the body. So it's like you're trying to get your toe towards your elbow, and then we stretch everything back out. We draw it in, toe towards the elbow, we stretch out. Draw it in. Yes, lovely. Now, as you find the twist and the toe comes in towards the elbow, lift the thigh a little bit higher, Aha, yes. And then lengthen out. Beautiful. Draw it in. Toe lifts as we twist. We stretch back out. You've got 3 more of this. It's a lot on that standing leg, so do take those breaks when you need to. 2 more. Last one, you're going to stay in that twist for me and take little pokes of the toe up. Toe pokes up. Little pokes and poke. Could you start to unfold that arm on a diagonal? Keep poking for me. Go poke and poke. We've got 8. We go for 6. You've just got 4. We're going to take a little balance here. You're going to draw the leg forward. So you're going to see if you could release the arm. If you've got space, you're going to see if you can bring that knee all the way in front of you. Hold it there for me. Yes, you've got 8. Yes, 7. We go 6. Now just lift that eyeline. Find a place to focus on. You've just got 3. We go for 2. Gently pop that leg down. Place your forearms back onto your surface. Set both legs back for me. Find yourself back in that forearm plank. Step your thighs together so your thighs are touching. You take a little rock forwards. Little push back of the heels. Rock forwards. Little push back with the heels. Forwards. Push back. And again, forwards. Push back. 4 more of these for me. Got 4. If there's too much, you bend those knees slightly. We've just got 3. And back. 2 more. Rock forwards. And back. Last time, rock forwards. And back. Now just to finish, rock the weight forwards, keep it forwards for me. So rock the weight back into the arms. Bend both knees, squeeze your inside thighs, and then just imagine pulling your knees and your elbows towards each other. You're going to hold it there 8. You're going to hold it there 7. Now keep the elbows and knees pulling towards each other, but rock your head forwards for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Release back for me. Push those hands down. Just let the body settle backwards. Keep those knees soft. Give the head a shake. Find your no. Find your yes. And again, find your no. And your yes. Let's take a couple of those cat-cows. Spine towards the ceiling. Belly towards the thighs, taking your focus forwards. And again, chin in, spine towards the ceiling. Belly drops, focus forwards. Let's do this 2 more times, drawing in. Drop belly, focus forwards. 1 more time for me, drawing up. And lower. Straighten both legs for me, lengthen the spine. You're going to bend your right knee, keeping that left leg straight. So just bend your right knee. If that's enough, stay there. If you'd like a little bit extra, bring your right hand over to your left hand, but stay here for me. If you'd like a bit extra, take your right hand and reach it over towards that left leg. You use that hand to try and pull yourself through the body. And then last option, you can stay in whichever one you are, the hand that's on your surface, bring it all the way up towards the ceiling, twist the palm and take it towards the opposite side of your back. And then it's like you're trying to open your elbow towards the ceiling. Yeah, so you can bend the elbow. Yeah, that's it everyone. And then we gently let that relax, let the knees soften. Just bring your arms back forwards onto your surface, lengthen the legs, give that head a shake, find your no. Find your yes. And then we'll just repeat that on the other side. So we're going to bend that left knee this time. Stay here for me to begin with, both palms on your surface. And then let's walk left hand over to right hand. If you took that option on the first side, stay there for a moment. And then next option, taking the hand, reaching it towards your leg and trying to pull your body through. Again, just stay here for a moment. And then either staying there or sweeping the arm up, rotating the palm, bending at the elbow and letting that just come towards the opposite side of your back. Let's let both knees soften. Just gently roll yourself up through the spine. If you'd like to have a quick drink before we come on to the second side, now is your moment. So just getting a quick rehydration moment. and then we'll get ready to go again. So again, similar thing. We're about kind of a full arm's distance away from our surface, more or less. So you can use that to find where you need to be. We roll ourselves up, and we're going to come into that squat position first. So we're going to take a little bend for 2 and up for 2. So we go bend and up. I've got my hands on my pelvis, but do feel free to use the arms if you prefer. I think collarbones wide wherever we are. We're going to bend and stretch. And as you're bending and stretching, just as I mentioned on that first side, I want you to think about your big toe. So the little feeling of pressing the big toe into the floor. So the heel and the toes are really pushing down, and the knees are pressing out. You've got 3 more full range. 2 more. On the next one, we're going to go down and we stay down. We take little bends and bend, go bend. Feel long through the spine, tailbone to head. You've got 8, 7, 6. Collarbones wide, shoulders relaxed for 3, for 2. Hold it there. You're going to take your back leg this time, your back leg or your right leg. So your back leg or your right leg, depending on how you're standing. We're going to shift that leg forwards and then we come back. Remember, you're staying at the same height, so you shift forwards, we come back. Heel, ball, toes, toes, ball, heels. Really go through the foot. So it's like you want to find as much articulation through the foot as possible. And you'll notice that your standing leg or your anchored leg, as you step forwards, the heel will lift slightly, and as you step back, the heel will lower. So also think about the articulation of that back foot as well, even though that one's kind of just naturally going up and down a little bit from the heel. Beautiful, you've got 4 more. Just staying low, just working through that foot. Really noticing how your bones respond to the ground as they transfer through. Now on the next one, you're going to go forwards. We're going to stay forwards here. Take an inhale, lengthen both legs, lift the eye line. Back leg, step it back about 1 inch or 2, so you've got a little more space. Full range. We go down, we come up. We go down, come up in that lunge. Just that reminder, back knee, pelvis, shoulders, 1 long line. Front knee, try not to let it go forwards. So the weight is really going down through the middle and up through the middle. It goes straight down. It goes straight up. It goes straight down. It goes straight up. Lovely. It goes straight down, straight up. So it's like there's a line directly from your head through your pelvis, through the back knee, and that pole is going straight down towards the ground. It's going straight up. You can almost, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking of like a carousel. You kind of can think of that direct line through the midline. 2 more for me. On your next one, we go down, we stay down, and we take a little bend, little lift. Bend, little lift. Go bend, little lift. Spread those toes wide again, so feel space between your toes. I'm going to offer you that moment to just bring your shoulders back a little bit and see what happens, what changes. So we want bum to be really active in the back, so you want to feel a little squeeze of the bum, and then the thighs definitely on, and you may feel a bit of a stretch going on across the front of the hip. We go down, little lift, down, little lift. 4 more, go 4. We go 3. Keep that eye line lifted slightly. 2. Focus on the down, just downs. We go down and down and down. That's it. Go down. You've just got 6. Go 5. Go 4. Go 3. We get ready to start to shift the weight. Here we go. We're pushing into the toes. Remember, we stay on one level. We're going to shift through the space. Straighten that back leg, hands to surface. We're then going to bend that back knee. Body comes back. Shoulders come back. See if you can go all the way into more of like a water ski position. You're then going to shift the weight forwards. Stretching that back leg, we then bend, shoulders come back, and again. Might just be me, but I feel a little bit wobbly. With that front foot, again, just noticing how the foot stabilises, lots of little bones in those feet, lots of stabilisations going on, lots of kind of adjusting constantly to the ground and the shift of weight. Beautiful. And on the way forward, you're thinking long hamstring, long calf. So it's almost like you're really trying to stretch the back leg as you press your hands towards your surface. And as you shift the weight back, it's like it's trying to stretch the front of the hip. So kind of really shifting between the front and the back body. 2 more for me, then we start to add on. On your next one, shift forwards, stay forwards. Find that little squeeze underneath the armpits. Take that back leg, lift it off the floor, and then tap the toes back down. Just give me 5 more of these, just lifting the leg. Lift the leg, and back down. Nice and straight, lovely and long. Pushing that heel away. Push into the big toe of your standing leg as well. Press up. And lower, long spine, belly button stretching towards the rib cage. Last time, pop those toes onto the floor, we add on. So we shift the weight back. Pelvis forwards, eye line lifts. We shift the weight forwards, like you're diving through something. The hands push down, the leg stretches upwards. Toes come back down, bend a little bit deeper. Shift the weight back, push the pelvis up, lift the eye line, feel the bum wrapping around the back of the body. Shift the weight, push that leg up and away. We go down and shift, yes, 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 let me see. Taking that weight forwards, hands to surface, push that leg, lovely, straight leg, push that heel away as long as possible on that way up. Lovely. And then just for me while we do a few more, just really find the breath. So just allow your body to breathe in and out. 2 more, then we keep that leg up. Gosh, my glutes are hurting and I was just sitting by the computer watching you all. On that next one, we're going to shift the weight forwards. Keep it forwards, leg is lifted, and you've got those little lifts of the leg. Now, as I mentioned before, foot-wise, you could really go for the flex. If that's creating a lot of sensation in your calf and your shin, relax the foot or stretch it. Take a little lift and lift. Big toe of your standing leg in the ground. Think about lifting up and out of your pelvis, especially as the body gets tired. You've just got 4, you've got 3, you've got 2. Stay here for me. Hand comes behind the back of your head. Opposite hand to leg. You're going to open that elbow, finding your twist, and then you're going to come back through to centre. Now, it's very normal for there to be one side that might feel a lot tighter than the other. Maybe it was this side, maybe it was the first side. Take your time. Great for the thoracic spine. So you're really twisting into the upper back here. That's why it can be quite restrictive for some of us. Just take a couple more just to feel that. And if it's small, it's small. Keep it small. You don't have to go beyond where your body is today. Now let's start to think about adding the leg. So we point the toes. We think about bending, oh, I've got a hole in myself, bending the leg and then stretching it away. And again, so I got distracted then, bending and twisting and coming back. And then as you find that twist, could you lift the thigh a little bit higher and then come back? And it is a lot on that standing leg. So do make the own adjustments. Like obviously I've suggested things, but if those suggestions create sensations that are too much, then just ease off. Lovely, finding that twist, so it's like you're trying to look at your toe as you twist and then you stretch it back out. You've got 3 more for me. Finding that twist, stretch it back out. 2 more, you've got it, lovely. Yes, amazing stuff. Keeping those thighs high. On the next one, stay in your twist, so you've twisted around and you're going to take those little pokes of your toes up towards the ceiling. Close poke up and up. Could you twist your torso around a little bit more? What's possible here? Because the hand's on the head, what happens as well is we cannot just twist the arm, so we have to find the whole shoulders. You've got 5. Yes, maybe you're reaching that arm long towards those toes. You've got 4. Go 3. Go 2. Hold it there for me. Stay there. Take an inhale. Exhale. Very slowly. You're going to start to think about coming into that balance. We shift the weight through the body. Don't worry about wobbling. You're going to see if you can bring that leg forwards. Grow, 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 grow. You're going to stay there for me for 5. Beautiful stuff, everybody. Yes, all of this. You've got 3. You've got 2. Gently relax that leg down. Place your hands back onto your surface. Just step the left leg forwards. Step the right leg back for me. And let your knee relax all the way down to the floor, releasing the toes. Just take a little release. If that's really uncomfortable for the knee, you want a hard floor, feel free to tuck the toes under and stretch the leg away into a full runner's lunge. Stay there for me. If you haven't already, do tuck the toes underneath of your back leg and just stretch the back knee away. You're going to hold it there for 4, hold it there for 3, hold it there for 2. See if you can use the legs to push all the way back up. That's it. You're going to do that second side. We're going to step the leg back. We let the knee relax down onto the floor. Again, just adjust yourself as you need to. Take a few deep breaths here. Ease into it. Go gently. Take another deep breath in. Let's all tuck the toes underneath. See if we could stretch that back knee off just for 4, for 3, for 2. Again, really use those legs. Take a big shift forwards for me. Both hands come back onto your surface. You're going to step the legs all the way back into the position we've been in before. Soften knees, and we take a couple of cat-cows again, just sending the spine up and belly down. Spine up and belly down. 2 more for me. Spine up, belly down. 1 more time, spine up, belly down. Now, you're going to walk your feet out. So just kind of toe heel your feet out so they're about a little wider than hips distance. So they're a little wider than hips distance. Say, for instance, you're using a mat. I would say you're kind of 1 width of your foot away from the edge either side-ish. Legs are straight. You want to think about trying to wrap your knees out and push the big toe into the floor. So that's the sensation of trying to wrap your knees out, even though they're parallel, and the big toes pushing into the floor. And then we take your hands, and you're going to flip the hands so your palms are facing each other. So just your little finger is resting on your surface. You then try and push your chest forwards towards the floor. You're going to reach your middle finger and see if you could lift your arms just a couple of inches away from your surface. And then you're going to pop them back down and just relax there. And then again, you're going to push the chest forward. You reach your middle finger. You try and lift the arms just off your surface. And then you lower and relax. We're going to do this a few times. Now, as you do this, I want you to also let your heels be light. So your weight's in the front of your feet. The heels aren't lifted necessarily, but the heels are definitely light. Beautiful. Lovely. Now I want you to see if you could bring this all the way up to standing. So we're going to reach that middle finger. Your heels are light all the way up. You're going to keep going, keep going. Your heels are hovering just off the floor. You're going to squeeze the bum at the top. We then relax the arms down. And then we're going to take a soft bend, reaching the arms back onto our surface. We do 2 more like this, nice and slow. So your palms face each other. You reach the middle finger. Your toes are pushing down. You come all the way up. We inhale. We squeeze the bum at the top, pushing the pelvis forwards. You then relax the arms, and you let the body roll down. We reach the arms back towards our surface. 1 more time like this for me. Reach that middle finger. Find that shift forwards. Heels are light. Come all the way up. Take an inhale. Exhale. Relaxing down. Take that little roll through the body. Now we're going to have a go at one more thing here. You're going to keep the hands facing each other, so your little fingers are pressing into the floor. I'd like you to have a go at just lifting the heels up and then lowering the heels down. So the heels go up and down. Heels lift up and down. And again, heels up and down. 1 more time. Those heels lift up, keep them lifted. Hold it there for me. You've just got 4, for 3, for 2, lower the heels down, stay as you are. Last little thing. We're going to come back to the beginning. You're going to reach the fingers. You're going to see if you could lift your fingers just off your surface. They're low. You're then going to see if you could lift your heels. Maybe it's little, maybe it's a lot. Hold it there for me. Yes, 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 yes. Fight for the balance. It's normal for the ankles to collapse, so find what you need to not let that happen. If those heels are up, could you then start to think about bringing your arms all the way back up to standing whilst keeping your heels off the floor? Again, really don't worry about wobbling. We haven't done this a lot, so it's just a moment to play. You want to find that squeeze of the bum. You should shake and vibrating. Let your eye line travel with you. See if you can find yourself all the way back up to standing at the top. Yes, hold it there for me. Just for 5. Just for 4. You've got it. For 3. Last 2. Gently relax those heels down. Press the palms down. Let's step 1 leg forwards, just reaching towards the back of your surface, just coming into a calf stretch for me. Push that back heel towards the ground. You might want to take your hands down onto the lower part of your surface. You may want to come all the way down onto those forearms. Kind of they're all variations. Just encourage your back heel towards the ground and your front knee is bent. Try and keep that back heel flat to the floor. Take a very small bend of your back knee, it's almost invisible, and then stretch it back out. Do this very slowly. Spread the toes, take that tiniest of bends in that back knee. Push and stretch it out. 2 more for me, the tiniest of bends. Press and stretch it out. Just 1 more time for me, the tiniest of bends. Keep that big toe connected to the floor. Press and stretch. Just gently shifting the weight forwards. We're going to swap legs, so just shifting the leg that's forwards, the leg that's back. Again, your hands can be on the back of your surface, they can be on the bottom. You could also have the forearm down. We're bending into that front knee, we're keeping that back leg long. Hold it there for me, a couple of breaths. Here we go, that tiniest of bends of the back knee, keep it small. And then push and lengthen, pressing really back into that heel. Keep it small, keep it slow. And again, tiniest of bends in the knee. Push into that heel, really stretch, 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 stretch. 2 more for me, tiniest of bends. Big push and stretch. 1 more time, tiny bend. Big push and stretch. Bring your forearms down to your surface if they're not already, and just shift both legs back so you're back into that forearm plank. Last little bit of the challenge we're going to take today. Relax the shoulders, chest presses forward. Bring your thighs back together so they're squeezing. Squeeze your bum. Take that little rock forwards. Bend the knees to shift back. Push and rock forwards. Bend the knees to squeeze back. Go push and rock forwards. Squeeze those inside thighs. Go push to rock forwards. Squeeze those inside thighs. 4 more. Push to rock forwards. Squeeze those inside thighs. Push, rock forwards, squeeze those inside thighs. Yes, beautiful. Push to rock forwards. Squeeze those inside thighs. Last time, push to rock forwards. Squeeze those inside thighs. You're going to hold it there for me. Could you bring your shoulders back? So your shoulders kind of go beyond the chair. They're pressing backwards. Yes, 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 yes. Hold it there for me. Could you then keep your shoulders back but bend those knees, drawing them in towards your belly button? Could you bring your shoulders even further back? You're going to hold there 8 counts. Stay there for me. Yes, you've got 7. Drop that pelvis another 2 inches. Aha, that's the one. Yes, yes, yes. All of that for me, please. You've got 5. We lower down in 4. In just 3. Last 2. Very, very gently. Let those knees relax towards the floor. Just gently send the hips back for a moment. Let that just wiggle out a little bit. Gently rolling up through the spine. We're actually going to finish in quite a released position today. Just sweeping the legs around. Shift the weight forwards. You can use your surface for a moment and just let your legs just rest onto your surface. We're going to take a few moments here today. If you need to put any layers back on, do so. Just going to relax the music a little bit. It's quite intense. And whilst you lay there, just start to let the body settle for me. Take a few deep breaths. Just as you ease into your own body, letting everything relax back down towards the ground. The legs can kind of just strain out a little bit. Feet relaxed, pelvis heavy. Noticing how the flow of your breath is today. Seeing if we can also soften the belly for a moment and just let that belly hang. Whilst the legs are resting upwards, just being aware of your thighs as well. They're not always the easiest part of the body to switch off, but just see if you can really give them permission to just turn themselves down, even if it's just 1%. Just try to encourage them to soften. I'd like to take your hands towards your thighs and just give them a little bit of a squeeze. And just notice for yourself how active or relaxed they are. There might be parts that are quite relaxed, there might be parts that are quite active. And then we take the right knee and hook it all the way in towards the chest. And give it a gentle sway if you like here. And then unfold that leg up towards the ceiling. I don't need it to necessarily be straight unless you want it to. And you're going to circle the ankle. So you want to do the biggest circles you can with the ankle joint. Like you're kind of going around the edges of a jar. Reverse that in the other direction. Release the hands and just let that leg shake out a little bit. You kind of really want to see the skin, the flesh, the muscle, everything kind of wobble and shake. Keep shaking for 4, for 3, for 2, and then let that just relax back onto your surface. Taking your other leg, hugging it in towards the centre again. Unfolding it upwards. Remember the knee can stay soft and drawing some circles with the ankle. Like you're really going around the edges. There might be parts that you miss out a little bit. Be more aware of those areas. And then changing directions of your circles. Let that relax, release the hands and shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 keep shaking. Shake it for another 4, for 3, for 2, and let it relax back down. Stay there for me, just let those legs relax onto your surface, taking a few breaths again. Gently bringing those legs down towards your chest. You can rock yourself slowly to your side, take your time, there's no rush. Just gently using those hands to press yourself back up to seated. And we'll just finish with a breath together. Leave our collective space. Let's take a breath in, and as we do, just sweeping the palms through your space. At the top, we're going to rotate the palms and just pushing that space out of the way. I always notice that I can never stop swaying when I'm here. And again, take another big reach up, kind of collecting the space. Exhale, press away. Because I like 3s, we're going to do one more. Taking another deep breath in, sweeping and collecting. And then exhaling, just pressing away, pressing away. Oh, that is some moving of sorts today. Do feel free to drain your legs out a bit today as well if you would like to. We've done kind of 2 relatively big leg sessions. So kind of laying on the bed with the legs up or on some sort of surface, if that's helpful for those legs.